In the past 30 days, I have made over $100,000 in profit by just going viral on the internet. And in this video, I'm going to tell you all of the secrets that other creators are too scared to tell you because they'd much prefer you just to buy their course. So, by the end of this video, you will know how to go viral on any social media platform within the next 24 hours. And to make this as easy as possible, I've broken this down into a simple 3-step system. Now, if you're wondering who I am, my name is Santerre, and I'm a manager for multiple e-commerce brands, and all of them are doing multi-7 figures per month. And I make my money from managing these brands and getting a percentage of the revenue. So it's super important that I know how to get views, because if I didn't, I wouldn't make any money, which is not the goal. Let's begin with the first step of my system. And to start, I'm gonna need to tell you something you're not gonna like. And it is that 99.4% of gurus are kind of full of crap. The common advice you hear from pretty much all of them is to post consistently, use trending hashtags, but in reality, that has never been a needle mover. Instead, you need to start by getting people's attention. Now, I'm about to tell you something here that I really have only been telling to people who have signed up for my email list. And it's that the better you are at simply getting attention, the better you will be at going viral. With any short form app, they're all based on this reactive algorithm. And now, I know that probably doesn't make too much sense, so let me explain. When you post a piece of content, the reactive algorithm looks very closely at how people react to that content. And it measures the following things. Did people stop scrolling? Did they watch a certain duration of the video? Did they like? Did they comment? Did they share? Anything like that. The point is, with the reactive algorithm, it's very important to make an initial impression fast. Because if you don't, your video is not gonna get any views. And after personally working with literally thousands of creators, here's some of the best ways to do that. You need to do something that snaps somebody out of doom scrolling. And that can either be from what your audience sees or what they hear. However, the best creators are the ones that are doing a mixture of both. And another thing you want to be mindful of is when you're doing this, you don't want to be too specific, where it's only going to catch a few people's attention. If your goal is to go viral, you will need to reach millions of people. So regardless of what you're making videos about, you really have to make sure that your video will get people to stop scrolling. And trust me, I've seen some pretty insane examples of these over the past few years. Super quick, I'll play some of the rather interesting scroll stoppers that I've come across recently.
Argentinians have to be some of the most disgusting people on this entire...
This fucking bitch right here? What the literal fuck?
Like I mentioned earlier, I've been going so much more into detail on this within my email list. So if you want to sign up, you can. It is free, and I've left a link in the description if you want to check it out. But now that you're understanding how all these algorithms work, still without step 2 of this process, you're not going to go viral because you've got people's attention. Now what? For this next step, I want to tell you about something that actually recently happened to me. So recently, there's this restaurant by my house. We go to it a lot, me and my roommates. It's very nice, it's fun, and we've started to become friends with a waiter. Every time we go, we try to make sure we get seated at his table. He always gives us good service, make sure the food comes out fast, things like that. And recently, I actually took a girl to that restaurant on a first date for the first time. And I made sure to get seated with him as my waiter just because, you know, he's my boy. And this man went above and beyond. It was like the real not making a meme or a joke version of like, yo, bro, thanks for lending me that 100 bands the other week. Things like that. Because he came up to the table. He was all formal, professional. He was like, oh, welcome back. So nice to see you. Like, so really selling the fact that I was a regular there because it is a pretty fancy restaurant. And pretty much just like talking me up in front of the girl the whole time. And that alone, I was like, my man. But then, after we had dinner, he brought out a complimentary dessert. He was like, yo, this one's on the house. We love when you come in. You're always so awesome. Just aura play to the max. And that solidified, like, my friendship with that man. But that one little instance of going above and beyond in the earlier days of me and him developing our relationship, that just solidified it. Like, I will never go to that restaurant again if he is not our server. Now, you might just be thinking to yourself right now, why did he just tell me that? But trust me, it's relevant. Because the best creators on any social media platform are doing what I just said. The biggest mistake I see is that beginners will just blindly copy something that's working. And that's because all these other gurus tell you to do that. But when making content, you will need to go a step further and give the viewer something that they didn't even expect. And when you do that, that is when you're getting the most amount of likes, the most people to comment, and importantly, the most shares. And, well, that is exactly what has made me over $100,000 in these past 30 days. And if you are struggling with a way or thinking of a way that you can take it that step further with your content, comment your niche down below and I'll do my best to help you out. And look, as we move into the final step of this video, I'm not gonna deny the fact that this is difficult. I understand that. When I first started making TikToks, I freaking sucked. Every video I posted that I put my blood, sweat, and tears into would still get like 200 views. And I would sit there looking and just being like, what did I do wrong? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is when I realized something. If you are not getting views on your content, it isn't necessarily because your videos aren't good. It's just that they don't fit yet. And what I mean by that is when you open TikTok, you want to watch TikToks, right? Just like when you open YouTube, you want to watch a YouTube video, right? And when I started, I wasn't necessarily doing anything wrong, but what I was doing was I was just making videos when what I really had to be doing was making TikToks. You see, as much as you might try to fight it, you really do just need to make your content look like other content in most cases. It needs to feel like a piece of content that belongs on the app that you are posting it on. Now, that doesn't mean bar for bar copy everything that you see, but it should look like other videos. So now, I want to give you a method that will guarantee that you get some engagement. And most importantly, it will guarantee that you go viral. Firstly, you need to pick a topic that you want to create a video about. Second, you want to copy that video as closely as possible, but change something. Because remember what I said before, you don't want to just copy videos. Take that piece of content, copy 80%, change up 20. Hence the term 80-20 that you hear everybody saying. Finally, you need to do that 5 times before moving on. A lot of people think that they will go viral straight away after watching a video like this one. But unfortunately, that isn't the case. And if you want to learn even more about the strategy that I have personally used to make over $100,000 in profit, you can go ahead and click this video right here, because in it, I'll be showing you exactly how to get 1,000 followers as quickly as possible.